Well, that day, beautiful, beautiful day, May 5th, it was so gorgeous. I ended up looking at her and I said, well, let's go get something to eat.
And on our way to Wawa, that's when we got hit straight on.
911, where's your emergency? Yeah, I had called just a minute ago about an accident on Hainsport Mount Laurel Road, and there are people hurt in the vehicle. But we have people that are stuck in the other car. And
they can't get out?
No, they can't get out.
All right, we got help in Rachel. We're going to be here shortly.
All I remember is they were taking her out of the window. And I'm looking down, and I'm seeing the engine totally on my lap.
I got a phone call. I rushed to the house to figure out what was going on. And when I found out, I rushed as fast as I could to Cooper Memorial Hospital.
My sister called me and said that our dad was in an accident and that they couldn't find our mom.
I honestly didn't know what I was prepared to see. Just hopefully he was all right and good and breathing.
I saw my dad laying in the hospital bed with tubes all through his nose and his mouth, and my mom was in the hospital. She was hooked up to IVs.
They weren't really telling me too much of anything. All I know is that I could not move my whole left side, so I thought I had lost my arm and my leg.
I seen my father laying there. It felt like lifeless. I was there when he first opened his eyes. I know he looked at me, I just saw some tears rolling down his eyes, and I just knew he couldn't really speak right then and there.
The first thing that came to my mind, I said, where's Quentin? And he says, well, they were working on her. She was going into surgery. And he was telling me she's going to be okay. Just some things we need to do to have her stable. We need to work on you right now.
Everybody got there pretty quickly. And it was very emotional, and even my sister-in-law from North Carolina was there within a few hours. Quentin told me about Stark & Stark, and he asked me to call and make an appointment with them.
The initial response was to immediately get to the hospital and see exactly what had happened to Quentin. Unfortunately, what I encountered was a gentleman in the midst of a life-threatening situation.
The surgeons were all coming in, and they were explaining to me that my pelvis was completely shattered, and my right arm, and they had to put a metal rod from my wrist to my elbow.
He had a significant head injury, brain injury, and concussion, and he had very significant internal injuries. This was a man who was absolutely lucky to be alive.
His family was completely shocked. They had no idea what to do and no idea how to handle the situation.
He couldn't walk. He had to have his whole pelvis reconstructed. We got him into the Mount Laurel Center home. That transfer right there was just a good step forward in the way of him getting better.
I arrived at my home, and they already had the hospital beds set up. They had the wheelchairs, they had the bathroom situations, they had everything as if I was still in rehab center or the hospital. Stark & Stark, they were right there. Talking to me, said, just get well, we'll handle everything, just get well.
Well, it was clear, immediately that this was something that, in terms of medical costs, was going to be astronomical. Hundreds of thousands of dollars was a given.
How are we going to pay for things? I mean, my mom wasn't able to work anymore, so on top of their medical expenses, they still had a house they were living in that they had to pay for.
It wasn't easy, but we got through it. And like I said before, when I would call Stark & Stark, Mr. Foster, he would always reassure me. So that was a blessing.
Quentin's insurance company initially, and for quite a period of time, actually denied the insurance coverage.
Insurance company is a business. and they are in the business of making money. And everything they are going to do from the minute they hear about a claim until the day that claim is resolved or that case goes to trial is about minimizing the exposure, the amount of money that they're ultimately going to pay on that case.
We had to engage in an all-out fight against his insurance company to provide the coverage that he had paid for and he was entitled to receive. That was a long, drawn-out battle that was eventually successful, and thank God it was for Quentin.
Eventually, with therapy, he began walking again, and he's doing good.
I've seen the progression over the years, and I can tell you right now that man is younger than he has ever been.
Stark & Stark gave my mom and dad a peace of mind, knowing that there was someone that was looking out for them.
They made sure that we had enough money to survive for the rest of our lives, actually.
Help us adjust financially and get us back stable to where we can, feel a great deal more relief of not losing our home, our vehicles.
Well, we bought a house, we moved, we got married after 30 years of knowing each other.
To this day, we're just there, just enjoying life the best way we possibly can, just enjoying life.
I thank you very much for helping my father, my family, for getting justice in something that shouldn't even took place in the first place.
Thank you. From my heart, thank you. And my family thanks you.